The numbers are in, and they're official. Starting October 1st, 2025, maximum monthly benefit amounts for SNAP are increasing. If you're receiving SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, this announcement could mean extra money in your pocket every single month. Here's what makes this different from previous years. These aren't small token increases. The federal government has confirmed specific benefit adjustments that directly impact millions of Americans who depend on these programs. 62% of the time, non-elderly adults with a disability who participate in SNAP also receive SSI benefits. That means if you're already receiving disability benefits, you're likely eligible for these food assistance increases too. What's particularly important is the timing. October 1st isn't just another date on the calendar. It's when the new fiscal year begins, and that's when these benefit calculations get reset. The government uses a cost of living adjustment formula that considers real inflation, housing costs, and food prices that have been hitting American families hard. For veterans receiving VA benefits, SSI recipients, and those on SSDI, understanding how these programs work together can literally put hundreds of additional dollars in your monthly budget. The key is knowing exactly what you qualify for and how to access these benefits before the changes take effect. Most people miss out simply because they don't know these programs exist or how they interconnect with the benefits they're already receiving. Now let me walk you through exactly what's happening and why this matters more than any other year in recent memory. When we talk about these October changes, we're not dealing with small adjustments that barely cover a cup of coffee. The federal government has confirmed that the maximum allotment for a family of 4 in the 48 states and D.C. will be $994, and this represents a significant step up from previous levels. What makes this particularly important for people receiving disability benefits is that the qualification process has become more streamlined, and the asset limits have been adjusted to reflect current economic realities. Think about this for a moment. If you're currently receiving SSI or SSDI, your monthly income is already calculated and verified by the Social Security Administration. This means when you apply for SNAP benefits, half the paperwork is already done for you. The government agencies can communicate directly with each other, which eliminates most of the bureaucratic headaches that have traditionally kept people from accessing these programs. Veterans receiving VA disability benefits have an even clearer path, because their disability status is already established and documented through the Department of Veterans Affairs. Here's something most people don't realize about the timing of these changes. October 1st isn't just when the new benefit amounts take effect. It's also when the federal government begins calculating benefits using updated cost of living data that reflects what families are actually paying for food, housing, and other necessities. The formula they use considers regional differences in food costs, which is why someone living in Alaska might receive nearly double the benefits of someone living in a lower-cost state. Maximum allotments for a family of 4 will range from $1,258 to $1,953 in Alaska, demonstrating how seriously the government takes these regional cost differences. The intersection between SNAP benefits and disability payments creates opportunities that many people overlook. When you're receiving SSI or SSDI, your countable assets are limited, but SNAP has different asset rules that can actually work in your favor. Households with a member aged 60 or older or who has a disability must have assets of $4,500 or less, compared to the $3,000 limit for households without elderly or disabled members. This means you have more financial breathing room when applying for food assistance. What's particularly encouraging is how the application process has evolved. Many states now offer online applications that can be completed from home, and some have expedited processing for people already receiving federal benefits. The verification process has been simplified because your income is already documented through Social Security or the VA. Instead of waiting weeks for approval, many applicants who already receive disability benefits can get approved for SNAP within days of submitting their application. Let me share something that might surprise you about how these benefits actually work together. Your SSI or SSDI payments don't count against you in the same way that employment income does when calculating SNAP benefits. The government recognizes that disability benefits serve a different purpose than wages, and they've structured the qualification formulas accordingly. This means you might qualify for more SNAP benefits than you initially think, even if your monthly disability payment seems like it would put you over the income limits. The medical expense deduction is another area where people receiving disability benefits have significant advantages. Medical expenses for elderly or disabled members that are more than $35 for the month if they are not paid by insurance or someone else can be deducted from your income when calculating SNAP benefits. Since people with disabilities typically have ongoing medical expenses, this deduction can substantially increase your benefit amount. We're talking about prescription costs, medical equipment, therapy sessions, transportation to medical appointments, and even some home modifications that are medically necessary. Veterans have additional considerations that can work strongly in their favor. VA disability compensation is treated differently than other types of income in SNAP calculations, and veterans may have access to expedited processing in many states. As a veteran with a disability who relies on SSDI income, he stretches every dollar, but often that's not enough. After I got help applying for SNAP, I was approved for $86 in monthly benefits, he said. While $86 might not sound like a fortune, that's over $1,000 per year in additional food purchasing power. And for many families, it's the difference between choosing between medications and groceries. The timing of these increases coincides with other economic factors that make them particularly valuable. Food prices have been volatile, and these adjusted benefit amounts are designed to maintain purchasing power rather than simply provide nominal increases. The government uses actual food cost data from grocery stores across the country to determine what families need to maintain adequate nutrition. This isn't theoretical. It's based on what food actually costs at the checkout line. Something that often gets overlooked is how SNAP benefits can free up money in other parts of your budget. When your food costs are partially covered by SNAP, the money you would have spent on groceries can go toward other necessities like utilities, medications, or transportation. This indirect benefit multiplies the value of the program beyond just the dollar amount on your EBT card. The application process itself has been designed to accommodate people with disabilities. States are required to provide alternative application methods for people who can't visit offices in person, and they must make reasonable accommodations for people with various disabilities. This might include accepting applications by phone, allowing someone else to apply on your behalf, or providing forms in alternative formats. The goal is to eliminate barriers that have historically prevented eligible people from accessing benefits. For people receiving both SSI and SNAP benefits, there's an important coordination that happens behind the scenes. Changes in your SNAP benefits won't affect your SSI payments, and changes in your SSI won't automatically disqualify you from SNAP. The programs are designed to work together, not against each other. This stability means you can plan your monthly budget knowing that both benefits will continue as long as you remain eligible. The recertification process, which used to be a major headache, has also been streamlined for people receiving disability benefits. Since your disability status and income are already documented and verified through other federal programs, the periodic reviews required to maintain SNAP benefits are typically much simpler. In many cases, you'll just need to confirm that your circumstances haven't changed significantly, rather than starting the entire application process over again. Looking ahead, these October changes represent more than just a temporary increase. Going forward, benefit amounts can only rise due to inflation, and a reevaluation of the benefit calculation is not allowed until October 1, 2027. This means the benefits you secure now will continue to adjust with inflation, providing some protection against rising food costs over the next few years. It's essentially a cost of living protection that works alongside your disability benefits.